Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we've talked a lot in recent weeks about the importance of a transatlantic political and military alliance between our country and many other nations. And in celebrating NATO's 70th anniversary in Washington a few months ago, and then the 75th anniversary of D-Day in Europe, there's been a common theme. And that common theme has been security cooperation. The common theme has been the need to strengthen our response to threats that continue to arise around the globe. I believe energy security is a critical part of our shared defense. That's why I just introduced legislation to help our NATO allies escape Russian bullying by improving European energy security. My bill imposes sanctions on Russia's Nord Stream 2 pipeline. It also speeds up U.S. natural gas exports to our NATO allies. For years, I've raised concerns about Russia's energy export pipeline project. Nord Stream 2 would carry added Russian natural gas supplies to Germany via the Baltic Sea. It would do it along the existing Nord Stream 1 route. This new pipeline will fuel Russian aggression as well as regional instability. For our sake and the sake of our allies, we must stop it. Nord Stream 2 makes Europe and our NATO allies more dependent on Russia, and so more prone to Russian influence. It also means a massive money transfer from our allies straight into the Kremlin's pockets. That's new money that Russia can use to fund their military. As we know, Russian President Vladimir Putin is no friend. He's a dangerous foe, and he has plans to divide Europe and destroy NATO. Putin uses Russian military and economy as tools of intimidation. One of Russia's biggest economic levers, of course, is its gas monopoly in Europe. In fact, Putin has a history of using his Russian energy resources as a geopolitical weapon. Russia literally threatens to turn off the gas if its demands are not met. Putin did cut off natural gas supplies to Ukraine in 2006, again in 2009, and most recently in 2014. Of course, 2014 was the year that Russia invaded Ukraine and Crimea. Currently, most Russian gas exports to Europe must cross Ukraine. But by using Nord Stream 2 to bypass this route, Russia can freely undermine Ukraine's economy. Putin threatens not just Ukraine, but also our NATO ally, Poland. Just last week, Poland's president was here in Washington, meeting with President Trump to discuss security issues. Unlike Germany, Poland is working to free itself from Russian energy reliance. Poland has signed a deal to buy an additional $8 billion of abundant, reliable American natural gas. And this is on top of the $25 billion already under contract. At the meeting last week, President Trump said he's considering Nord Stream 2 sanctions. He also warned Germany to end its dependence on Moscow. President Trump rightly noted, we're protecting Germany from Russia, and Russia is getting billions and billions of dollars from Germany. The president is right. He went on to add, reliance on a single foreign supplier of energy leaves nations totally vulnerable to coercion and extortion. The Economist magazine calls Nord Stream 2 a Russian trap, one Germany has fallen into. And I agree with the president, and I agree with The Economist. Nord Stream 2 will completely undermine the European Union's efforts to diversify energy sources, suppliers, and routes. Already, Russia supplies nearly 40% of European Union gas imports, and European demand for natural gas is expected to continue to grow rapidly. Many of our NATO allies, especially Germany, are becoming addicted to Russian gas, and it's time for American intervention. The bill I've just introduced will help our allies escape Putin's trap. and the bill is actually called the ESCAPE Act. It stands for the Energy Security Cooperation and Allied Partners in Europe Act. It mandates sanctions on Nord Stream 2, as well as other Russian pipeline projects. At the same time, it speeds up U.S. gas exports to NATO allies. The bill also creates a transatlantic energy security strategy, and it directs our NATO representative to help our allies and our partners improve their own energy security. The ESCAPE Act builds on previous action in Congress. The Countering America's Adversaries Through Sanctions Act, which Congress passed in 2017, authorizes, but does not require, sanctions on Russian energy pipelines. In March of 2018, I led a bipartisan group, 39 senators, in sending a letter to key administration officials opposing Nord Stream 2. President Trump has made clear, time after time, that he believes Europe's reliance on Russian gas undermines regional security. The United States, especially Wyoming, has been blessed with abundant natural gas resources and supplies. We have more than enough gas to meet America's needs, as well as exporting gas to other countries. So why shouldn't we use some of these energy resources to help our friends in Europe, as well as our own energy workers here at home? Last summer, I published an op-ed in the Washington Post saying, "We've made clear that we want to roll back Russia's energy invasion of Europe. Now, Congress should take the next step and mandate sanctions." Freeing Europe from Russian energy dependence will strengthen both our allies and our NATO alliance. It's time to shut off Putin's pipeline valve and open Europe's escape valve. It is time to pass the ESCAPE Act. Thank you, Mr. President, and I yield the floor.